each other before we propose to each other? How do you expect this young man to meet this young lady if we say, sisters, go this way, brothers, go this way, don't talk to each other, don't look at each other, don't call each other, don't chat? Facebook, do you know they poke each other? That is not permissible. Okay, then what should we do?
You see, in Islam, it's actually a sunnah to see your spouse. You speak to the person, you meet them. But it must be under supervision so that you're not abused. The main thing is the issue of a chaperone. So if you have a girl, for example, she's seen a brother, the best way of doing it is you get hold of your own brother, your father. What happens is initially they will look and they will then introduce you officially. I'm here, for example, and you can be seated there and have a nice chat, mashallah, coffee, a tea. I might not be able to listen in to exactly what you guys are saying, but mashallah, you're under the eye. There's no kissing, no touching, no nothing. Because why? There can't be emotions at that stage. You're talking, you're discussing. What do you like? What do you not like? You see how the person speaks, how they look, they stand, how tall, short, all these things. It's permissible to look at these things, okay? So if you're satisfied, you can let your parents know. If both of you are satisfied and you're happy, alhamdulillah. If not, nowadays a lot of the people say, I need to meet you again. It's not enough. So you meet again, and you meet again, and you meet again. Every time, similar condition. There is no restriction as to the amount of meetings. Some people come to you and say, no, you must meet once and that's it. You know what? You bring the tea in and you just say, Salaam alaikum, and you walk out. And he's seen the tea. You need to know, you're allowed to meet, you're allowed to talk, you're allowed to have a coffee together, you're allowed to sit and chat. You must know. If you're not happy, respectfully, shukran, thank you so much, and so on. If you want to chat on WhatsApp, no problem, you can chat with me, but guess what? My brother's going to be the third person in the group. He will be dormant and quiet.
Can love exist before marriage? One side which says, and you usually hear this from like the older, more traditional, elderly community, they'll say there's no such thing as love before marriage. It's not possible, you can't feel it. On the other opinion, it's kind of a more kind of contemporary liberal opinion of younger communities, which will say you definitely have to know and love a person before you marry them. How could you even consider marrying someone before you felt love for them? Look in the middle sometimes, right? You'll find what you're looking for. And so that yes, you will feel some love for sure, you will feel some affection, there will be a spark for someone before you consider. But no, that won't be the pinnacle of the love that you have for them, right? It makes sense that as time goes on, they'll build love for one another, right? And this happens in all kinds of relationships. Unfortunately, a lot of people consider love to be a necessity before marriage, and that's not necessarily the case. You have to see love as a pathway. The more that you go on that road or that path or that avenue, the more that your love is going to increase. You're going to hit milestone after milestone. So for example, right, when you get introduced to someone, there might be that spark. That's where your level of love is. Then you begin to talk to someone and you begin to develop maybe a relationship over, email or the phone or Skype or maybe in person, right? Let's say that you meet someone in person and you talk to them, you get to know them, maybe you guys go out to lunch a couple times, obviously within the Islamic framework of what is halal, so obviously someone would be there to watch over. And you develop a really solid relationship with that person. So I really enjoy conversation with that person. We talk about a lot of the same things. We have a lot of the same interests, right? That's the ceiling level of your love at that point. Don't expect the level of love that you'll have after marriage in the proposal stage. You're not going to get there. Why? Because you're only talking right now. Then let's say you get engaged to that person. And then you're able to talk more about wedding planning and like what the relationship's going to be like, what the family's going to be like, all these different kind of aspects, and then your love starts to grow even more. Then you have your wedding, right? And you're finally a couple, you finally get married. Then your love grows even more. Then after that, you have your 1-year anniversary, 2-year anniversary, 3-year anniversary. Let's say you have a kid after a few years, right? Your love will grow even more. And then as your kid grows and as you see each spouse take care of the kid. So what I'm trying to say is that don't expect the love of like a 3-year couple, like a couple who's been married for 3 years. Don't expect to achieve that love right when you see someone, right? Yes, there will be a spark. Yes, there will be attraction, but don't seek it out too much. Let the spark happen. Let it happen naturally and realize that love will grow. At the same time that I agree that there must be an initial attraction for sure, I don't think it's fair and I don't think it's reasonable and I think it's kind of unrealistic. And unfortunately, I think we've been molded a lot by our society and our media to think that we have to feel the pinnacle and the top feeling of love even before we get to know the person. I think that's unrealistic and I don't think that's part of the Sunnah of the Prophet. So the Prophet always encouraged being realistic, getting to know the situation.